Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex. Today we're going to be taking a look at my favourite eShop deals covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. As always then, any price goes. If you do want budget, check out Thursday's under $10 edition. But with that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and let's get started. As always then, two winners to announce for two $10 eShop gift cards later in the video and two more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and the winners they'll be announced in next week's video. If you are grabbing anything from the eShop, then consider using cornershop.gg for discounted instant delivery email eShop credit. Just use code CORNER at checkout for 10% off. Nobody Saves the World then to kick us off gets a new low price here with 33% off. I'm a big fan of this team. They previously made Guacamelee and the work here, it did not disappoint. Here we basically see them tackle the action RPG genre, and it comes packed with their usual out there sense of humour and fantastic design. Top down, stunning pixel work, and it's packed full of gameplay. It is well worth the cash. The story: you are titled Nobody, you find a magical wand, a wizard is missing, you set out to save this land from evil. The spin: you now have the ability to transform into a huge number of forms, from horses to knights to a rolling egg to even think a rat. It's a whole lot of exploration, quests and dungeon crawling. The real spin though: you'll level up not only Nobody but your forms as well. Towards the end game, with all of the forms you do have, I will say it can become a little menu intensive honestly, but that is a minor complaint. I had a blast, and my full review is in the pinned comment below. The company man will be for the platformer fans, and this one it's back with 30% off. Now given the genre, it's not the longest of games, maybe 3 hours, but I really enjoyed it, and it throws you into what is a workforce from hell. You'll basically be traversing this location and its different departments as you set out on a quest to become a CEO. Loved the animations though and the overall design, but that theme for me was just so relatable. Think a HR department that is an ice ward, or the coffee machine that acts as a save point. It's a simple concept, but again just incredibly relatable for anyone that has worked in an office-based environment, and I thought it was fun as you swung your keyboard at your enemies. Check out my full review in the pinned comment below. Battle Chasers Nightwar then, I'm a big fan, and it's back matching the low here with 70% off. Now recently I've talked to Ruined King a lot, and honestly that is essentially this game with some adaptations, but if you want an RPG, I think this isometric spin is a winner as we explore dungeons. We're taking part in turn-based combat. It's even got this spin set around battle bursts, and some of the environments are really quite epic in scale. It's definitely a complex game, so I would suggest to check out a full review, but the narrative: we crash land in this location and now we must fend off evil. It's not complex, but it does make for something you can get behind. Between the incredible world design though and the addictive gameplay loop, I do think it's a winner, and I do think it is well worth a look. A shout out then to Fixture for sponsoring today's video. I've been really excited for this one. I loved this product already. They were kind enough though to send me a version with a SwitchCorner skin. Now there's two editions available. That's the S1 and the S2. The S1, it works with any Switch. The S2, it's new. It's been designed specifically with the OLED in mind. Right now though, the only way to purchase the latter, it is going to be through their official website. They have a Founders Edition that is built from initial test run units, and it will be coming to Amazon at a later date. For those that don't know, the Fixture, it's an accessory mount that's designed to allow you to use your Pro Controller with ease on the go, and that is my favourite way to play. You just can't replicate how good a Pro Controller feels. It also doubles as a tabletop stand, which is particularly useful for pre-OLED models that had that useless kickstand. It keeps all of the charging ports free as well, which is also a really nice touch. Setup is simple though. Snap in the Pro Controller, attach the Switch, away you go for travelling. It's by far my favourite on the market. It's down to a few factors. The Pro Controller is of course the big one, but if you position it right, meaning the screen needs to be over your hands, it's extremely comfortable. And then there's a case as well which covers everything I need, as it holds not only the Fixture but the Switch and the Pro Controller as well. Plus it's sturdy, so no concerns there. The case, it does cost a little extra, but it's absolutely worth that extra cash. It comes highly recommended, though I will have a favourite accessories video coming out in the lead up to Christmas. You will absolutely be seeing it there. And right now you can pick up the S1 from Amazon or head to Fixture directly for the S1 and the S2. I'd suggest the latter because you'll get $5 off using a code SwitchCorner. Both of those websites, so link down below, take a look, and again, a massive thank you to Fixture for working with the channel. Legend of Mana then, while I'm on RPGs, and it's another action spin. It's honestly not perfect, but I think Mana fans in general, or those that like the more old school, should pick it up, especially given the fact it's back matching the low of 50% off. Now it is a complete rebuild, and generally I think it looks great, but I will say for me personally, getting used to the smooth backgrounds and then pixelated character design, it did take a little while. The combat then is action based. It's a pretty sizable world to explore with a whole host of quests ahead of you, and the story, you're out to return peace to this world following a war. It's definitely pretty generic in that sense, honestly, but I'm always down for a time capsule to the PS1 era. Tormented Souls then gets a new low here with 20% off, and I did cover this on the channel. Sadly, it was in a bad state at launch, a major bug had been missed, it led to crashing, and this game, no autosave, so you would lose just a huge chunks of progress. I was able to finish it on another system, but it has now been patched, and I think old school Resident Evil fans will find a lot to like. Think a modernised spin on tank controls, mostly static cameras, and just an old school visual style that's been cleaned up for 2022. Additionally, the voice acting's awful, but that is in a positive B-movie sense. The story, you receive a postcard, it's two girls in front of a mansion, you can't get it out of your mind, so you go to investigate. Before you know it, you awake in a bathtub, you're now missing an eye. It's a pretty rough day. Now it's going to get worse because you decide to still go and investigate. Get to the bottom of the mystery, face all sorts of enemies, and even meet a few friendlies along the way. I just dropped a video on the channel then, 50 horror games to check out on the Switch for Halloween. That is linked in the pinned comment below and at the end of this video. Root Film then is a quick mention, a visual novel, but a bit more involved than most. You are producing a TV reboot. It turns out disaster struck the original production years ago. Basically, there was a death. Now you need to get to the bottom of the mystery while this new one is in pre-production. I like the characters. I also like the fact you could have conversations in the order you please and choose the locations you visited. It was just more involved than most. You can see my full review in the pinned comment below, but it's a new low price, that is 55% off. Arcade Spirits, the new challenges then, is another quick mention, a sequel. I really enjoyed this as you work with an AI assistant to join a local esports team and take them to the top. Again, it gives more control than most in the genre, with lots of dialogue options and locations to visit. I just like the cast though overall, and I enjoyed the original as well. Now it does have romantic options if that's your thing, but completely optional, and while it's overall pretty low stakes, I was invested. I've linked my full review in the pinned comment below, but it's a new low price here, that is 20% off. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and if I sound a little different, it's because after I recorded the video, this deal went live. I had to go back, record it as a bonus game, but I couldn't miss it. This one, it is a masterpiece. It's one of the few 10 out of 10s I've given here on the channel with near 600 reviews. I think in total I've given out 3 since the launch of the channel over the last 6 years. A Metroidvania though, you are out to save Owl Ku, who finds themselves in trouble. Your role, get your family back together and safe again. Runs beautifully on the Switch, it looks stunning, especially handheld on the OLED, and the freedom in the platforming, it is just incredible. Throw into the mix then Spirit Trails, where you can compete on leaderboards, and yeah, it's a must-own game. It is as simple as that. It's 66% off, that is a new low price. But I would honestly pay AAA pricing for this game and you wouldn't get a single complaint out of me. It's one of the best Metroidvanias on the Nintendo Switch. Garden Story then to kick off the final 3, and I picked this up immediately after the direct where it was featured, but it took me a little time to get around to it. Think here though, almost cozy meets an old school Zelda vibe. Your role though here, you are the guardian of the grove, and that entails rebuilding the town and bringing these townfolk back together. Think here exploration, combat against the rot, material gathering, and along that journey rebuild and cultivate. I liked it. I particularly like the visual style, and I'd say it's a good 8 or so hour adventure. It's a new low price then, that is 35% off. Our first winner of the week then, it's going to Sean, who highlighted what I suspected in last week's video, not a popular lead for Escape from Nazarick. Congrats though Sean, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there's a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga then is our penultimate game of the video, and we spoke to this one a few weeks back, but it's again dropped even further with a new low price, 40% off. The Deluxe in the name here, it's adding in extra character packs, but it's dropping at a rate that's equal to the base game, so it's going to be a decent option. That said, a warning, I do think we will see massive sales on this particular release come Black Friday. The game you can't fault though, all the 9 movies are covered, it's got the trademark sense of humour, and it's the usual mix of exploration and combat. What I like though, it doesn't force the collectathon side of things down your throat. You can choose to partake basically or skip over it entirely. It even has some fun vehicle moments as well. Now is it perfect on the Switch? No, the frame rate can wobble, the resolution can be a bit soft at times, but overall I had a blast, and it's the best LEGO game in years, perhaps even the best ever. Our second winner then, it's going to Nate, who appreciated my description of Cuphead. It seems it wasn't for him, and I get it. Frustration is definitely part of the experience, but a modern masterpiece in my eyes. Congrats though Nate, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Our final game of the week then, Coromon. I really enjoyed this love letter to Pokemon, to be honest. It's not far from being simply a clone, but it's extremely well done for those that like a more old school spin on the formula. You want a newer spin, you probably want to be looking more towards Temtem over this. Here though, we set out on a very typical adventure to research the wild Coromon of this world. Along the way though, you can collect over 100, you can partake in turn-based battles that leverage a stamina system, and then you can battle squads online as well. I just like the world, the pixel style is great, and overall it feels right at home on the Nintendo Switch. It's especially perfect for handhelds. Right now then as well, it is a new low price, and that is 30% off. And that is the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library or holding onto that cash? With that then, like, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals near daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.